Wait, how many points? Because I got 13. How many did you score last week? This is not even like a bit. Like I actually genuinely don't know.
6.
So that like 7 point advantage you got, you I didn't even. Oh jeez, this is gonna be a great week.
I hate you. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Nick's Picks Week 10 of the regular season. And I am joined, as I am always, by Ben. Ben, first of all, shut the fuck up. Second of all, how you doing?
Let's see. My team lost to Joshua Dobbs when he had the playbook for about a week,
He didn't even know all the players' names. Yeah.
and you know the players' names. He had to go on the sideline so they knew his cadence. Let's just move on.
Ben is also currently in a new setting right now, so that's why his quality is a little shit at the moment because he hasn't quite figured all that out yet. But it'll get better as we go on. I only scored 6 last week. Ben scored 13. So Ben is currently sitting at 115 to 91. So it's back to a 17-point advantage. No, I'm sorry. More than that. It's back to a, what's 15 plus 8?
20 plus, so it'd be a
9. 24-point advantage for Ben. We're great at math over here. But let's get right into this weekly recap. It started with the Thursday night game with the Steelers going up against the Titans, and the Titans almost had this game, and if they had just thrown a touchdown to end the game, that would have been 5 points in my favor in my first score prediction. But no, Will Levis threw an interception. That was what we talked about, was how you weren't on the Will Levis train, and I was. Rip.
To be fair, he didn't have a terrible game. It was just that one late pick.
Our first game in Germany. We have another one this week, but the Chiefs went up against the Miami Dolphins. Tua looked horrible at the end of this game. The Chiefs defense looked great, and the Chiefs managed to win this one in the Tyreek revenge game. But regardless, it was a rough one for Tua in this one, but 21-14, the Chiefs went on to win this one. The Ravens absolutely destroyed the Seattle Seahawks. Just all facets of the game, they absolutely dominated this one. 37-3 over the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle's just one of those teams, man. They might be a playoff team just because the NFC is just kind of mid, but like the Seattle Seahawks are definitely not winning too many games in the playoffs once it gets there.
I'll say, and the Ravens look like,
And the Ravens,
if they're not
Ravens,
the best team, they're like up there.
yes. The Browns shut out the Arizona Cardinals 27-0. Deshaun Watson back, finally looking somewhat decent. But again, it's against Arizona, so we'll see how they do because they're going up against Baltimore this week. So that should be a good task for Cleveland, especially their defense. CJ motherfucking Stroud. 450 yards or something like that. 5 touchdown passes. Whatever it was. 5 touchdown passes, including the game winner. The Bucks played a hell of a game themselves, but 39-37, the Texans went on to win this game, and CJ Stroud had his Rookie of the Year game. This is the one game that when you're having the Rookie of the Year conversation, this is the game you're going to look at. CJ Stroud had it. Pretty sure he's locked it in at this point. The New Orleans Saints went on to beat the Chicago Bears 24-17. It was so insignificant, we forgot to talk about this one last week. I don't even know what we would have even said, but congratulations, Saints. You won. 24-17. Speaking of competition in the South, yeah, you lost to Joshua Dobbs after he barely knew anybody on this team, barely knew the playbook. He had to practice snapping the ball on the sideline with his center because he hadn't practiced that yet, and you lost 31-28. How do you feel?
I think what I'm more upset with is the fact that I think it was they had 21 points and they only had 1 touchdown. So the defense did okay for a bit.
And once again, Bijan Robinson not being used.
I've never wanted Arthur. I've never wanted.
You finally made the right decision at quarterback. More. I'll say true. That. You finally made the right decision at quarterback, it looks like.
I've never wanted a head coach fired more.
I missed my fucking wager pick because the Packers defense finally decides to show up for a game, and their offense put up exactly 20 points.
Nah, still fuck you, slower.
Fuck the Packers. The Commies went on to beat the Patriots 20-17. Also quite an insignificant game. So yeah, since I can't speak, we're just not going to speak about it. More insignificance. The Colts beat the Panthers 27-13. Do you have anything?
Nope.
Cool.
How you feeling?
We're going to have a franchise quarterback after this draft. I can tell you that much.
I
don't know if it's going to be Caleb.
Hey.
It'll probably be Drake May, which I don't like too much, but.
Hey, you know what you should get? You should get a different DeVito. You should get Danny DeVito because he'd probably be better.
You're hilarious. Now we actually have a game to talk about. The game of the week. It really even lived up to it. The Eagles and the Cowboys. The Cowboys lost this game by a grand total of probably less than 2 yards. There was the touchdown that the receiver or the tight end caught the ball and his knees were down just a half a yard short of the goal line. The 2-point conversion where Dak ran the ball out of bounds and his foot stepped out of bounds when the ball was just a half a yard short of the goal line. And then the final pass play of the game, which was about a yard and a half short of the goal line to CeeDee Lamb, who then ended up getting pushed back to the 5-yard line and fumbling the ball. But either way, 28-23, and the Eagles tried once again to hand this game over at the end of the game because their defense just cannot close out a game, but yet they still close out the game. I don't understand it. I really don't. They keep trying to lose games. They just aren't losing games.
Yeah, I mean, even their offense didn't look like the fact that we thought that the game was over and then the Eagles were like, hey, actually, have another chance.
Fuck the Bills, dude. I give up. I'm not I understand the Bengals are a tough opponent. I understand it was in Cincinnati. Fuck the Bills. I'm not picking them anymore in these tough games. I'll pick them next week because they're playing the fucking Broncos. But yeah, no.
It's kind of sad that even though we'll get into it with the picks, but
their offense just doesn't show up to big games. No. It just doesn't. I don't understand that at all. Their defense always does. Offense never fucking does. And we finished it out with another offense that never showed up. The Jets going up against the Chargers. They lost this one 27-6 because Zach Wilson is just garbage. And yeah, that's really all I have to say about this one. The Chargers, I mean, they didn't even have to play a great game. They just had to beat the Jets.
Yeah, their offense didn't do great, but they didn't need to do anything. It's the Jets.
But that rounded out week 9, and like I said earlier, Ben is up big. So what's your biggest takeaways beyond the fact that I missed my wager pick and, it just kind of all derailed from there?
Honestly, I didn't know until we recorded that you forgot that you didn't get your wager pick. But I mean, like we said with the Texans, they found their quarterback. I also think the Panthers
only hope that the Giants have that next year.
I also think the Panthers are kicking themselves.
For not drafting.
Also, that Hail Mary, against the Colts, that helped them get CJ Stroud. So maybe, I don't know.
But we head into our Week 10 predictions with a Thursday night game between those said Panthers going up against the Chicago Bears. We actually disagree on this one. I just think the Panthers have done a better job putting up points than the Chicago Bears. I mean, both teams are ass, but I believe a little bit more in the potential of the Panthers offense than I do in the potential of the Bears offense.
Yeah, and mine's just really going on. I believe more in the Bears defense than the Panthers defense, but I don't really have much confidence. That's why I have to score so low.
Moving into the Sunday games, we have our second game of the season in Germany, the Patriots and the Colts. I'm sorry, Germans. This is not the best we can do. Last week was pretty decent, other than Tua. But yeah, I'm sorry about this one. Yeah. But I do have the Colts winning this one. So does Ben. I just don't think the Patriots are that good. This should be an entertaining game. The Bengals going up against the Texans. We are both picking the Bengals in this one. But the Texans, they have a lot of talent. They can hurt some teams that are actually going to make Super Bowl runs this year. The Texans aren't a Super Bowl team. They're going to play spoiler for a lot of good teams.
I also think that they might potentially become a playoff team.
They might make the playoffs too, because the South is ass, besides the Jaguars. But
if your only competition is the Jaguars, I think they might play spoiler for that too and steal the division. They have a chance.
But yeah, the Bengals, we do both have winning this game. I think they found their stride, and I think they keep with it. These next two games, the Steelers going up against the Packers, I just think the Steelers defense is going to absolutely stuff this Packers offense that's already ass as it is. And then the Packers offense isn't that good. I think I might have overscored this game, but I have it 2017.
Oh, wait, you have Steelers 20, Packers 17?
Yeah.
So do I.
Nice. I think we overscored this a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I said, these next two games, this is the second one. Bucks and the Titans. We both have the Bucks surprise. Or no, you have the Titans. This is our other differing pick. So there is kind of a little bit of a disagreement here, but it's not really I just kind of went with the home team. That's all I did.
I just kind of flipped a coin. I don't really. I don't have confidence in either of these two teams.
No, I don't. But Will Levis, I do like Will Levis. I think he could potentially be the Titans guy moving forward. I don't think Baker Mayfield is the guy moving forward for Tampa. I think he's just the bridge guy until they figure it out. But regardless, right now, Tampa's just the better overall team. This is probably the game of the week, or at least in my opinion, the game of the week. You can make an argument for one or two other ones here, but The Ravens going up against the Browns. Currently, as it stands right now, all 4 AFC North teams are in the playoffs. This is a big battle. This is really going to come down to if the Browns defense can do enough to the Ravens offense to keep them in this game, because I don't think the Browns, if it comes down to a shootout, the Browns are not winning this game. And if the Ravens click at all on offense, the Browns are not winning this game. So we are going with the Ravens just because I don't think that the Browns defense can stifle them too much. I think they're going to maybe shock them in the first couple quarters, but I think they'll find their groove, and I just don't think the Browns offense has enough to keep up with them.
I do think this could be a trap game, though, for the Ravens. I think the Browns could win it, but I think it's whoever can run the ball more effectively. Like, both teams can run. It's whoever can run it better.
The 49ers going up against the Jaguars this week. I'm actually surprised you didn't pick the Jaguars in this one, considering they're home and the 49ers are coming off a 3-game losing streak and a bye week. But
I would say the same for you, honestly.
At some point, the 49ers have to figure this out, right? At some point.
I'll get into it in my 2-point, why I believe more in the Niners. But
and I don't fully believe in the Jaguars offense. And honestly, I don't believe too much in the 49ers defense. So this is a tough one. I have it a 3-point game. But yeah, I do have the 49ers. The Saints going up against the Vikings. You have the Vikings in this one, I believe, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not too confident in the fact that Josh Dobbs can repeat what he did last week. I think he's going up against a better defense than he did last week. A somewhat better coach team. So I'm going with the Saints on this one. I think they sort of figured out their offensive struggles, and I think defensively they don't have to do too much to stop a quarterback that barely knows the system, I would hope.
I just think the Saints are just too inconsistent for me to believe in them. Yeah, they got the offense game, but how long can they sustain that at this point?
Moving on to your team going up against the Arizona Cardinals. You keep getting these fucking cupcake games. I don't want to pick the Falcons. They're not good. But
to be fair, are you that confident in them? Because even though I have them winning, I might say that they lose this game.
Oh, I would love to watch the Falcons lose this game. I would love to.
Weirdly, I'm kind of with you because
we beat the Cardinals, FYI. So if you lose this one, you're theoretically worse than us.
See, the problem is I can't argue against that because the wins that we do have don't look like wins. The losses look like losses, but the wins do not look like wins.
The Lions going up against the Chargers this week. I think this could be a great game, but I just think that the Chargers are going to choke it again.
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to. It's that. I think the Lions, because I think they're on a bye week. Did they play last week? So I think they bounce back even after their bye week when they played against the Ravens. So I think having that bye week helps them out, especially against the Chargers, because it's not a home game. Let's be honest.
Right. The Seahawks going up against the Commies. This is the perfect bounce back week for Seattle going up against a team that's just absolutely struggling right now. Perfect way to get your groove back. I mean, this is going to keep them a playoff team. We both have Seattle in this one. I don't really see a way that they lose this one. I mean, they had a bad week last week, but
there's also the Ravens. The Ravens are like a top team.
The Cowboys going up against the Giants. This is my wager pick of the week because fuck it. Like, I know we're losing this game. Like, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. I know we're losing this game. I know it so much. I'm wagering on it, and we'll get to it more in my 2-point.
You know what's going to be sad is if somehow the Giants win, it's like you're upset that you lose your wager, but like you'd be happy you win. So I feel like that'd be better, but yeah, no, there's no way.
The worst part is the Giants could win, and my wager could still technically happen. We'll get into that. The Raiders going up against the Jets on Sunday Night Football.
Yay.
I am going with the Raiders in this one just because I like that Antonio Pierce is the coach, you know. Giants pride. He won a Super Bowl, the 07 Giants. And that's the only reason. And the Jets can't move the fucking ball on offense, like, period.
I was like, that's my reasoning.
Yeah, that's it. And we finish out the picks with the Buffalo Bills going up against the Denver Broncos. This is Ben's wager pick, and I'll let you actually talk about it because I am sick of talking about Buffalo because they just...
Yeah, I mean, I'm not exactly confident in Buffalo. I mean, I'll be honest, if I didn't pick this in my wager, I would have picked the Cowboys over the Giants.
The Broncos just beat the fucking Chiefs a couple weeks ago, so you never know. Anything can happen, I guess.
Maybe this is me giving you those 3 points back again.
I hope so. And the 2-point conversions, like I said, we'd get back into it. The Giants are going to get absolutely just, I'm going to censor myself a little bit here, butt fucked by the Dallas Cowboys this week. It's not going to be pretty. The Giants are not going to put up over 200 yards of total offense, and the Cowboys are going to put up over 350 yards of total offense in this game.
Kind of sad.
Yes, that's all I have to say.
All right, my 2 point is going back to the Niners and Jags. I think is actually going to be a great game. I think Brock Purdy bounces back, even though Deebo Samuel is still questionable. I think eventually he's going to prove that he can be the guy. I don't know it's there yet, but I think he can build that back up again. I think he's going to have more passing yards than Trevor Lawrence, just because I think eventually they have to get it going. And I still don't fully believe in that Jags offense.
And that will do it for Nick's Picks Week 10. Drop a like on the video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Follow us over on Twitch. Follow us over on Facebook, like I say every week. Also, drop a comment below praying for me that I start coming back in this, because now we're in Week 10 and now I'm back down into the 20s. Please, I need this. But that is it for Week 10. Ben, is there anything you want to say before we head out of here?
Arthur Smith get fired, please.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen when you guys currently have a winning fucking, or no, you don't. Are you losing record now? Are you? Yeah.
4-5.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening. I think that's too good of a record. And you're competing still. So good luck with that.
What's sad is both of those are true.
He's getting an extension next year. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great one. Peace.
Why must you torment me with that?
See, the good thing about the Giants sucking this year is they're going to have a high draft pick. They're going to be in like full tank mode at this point in the season, and things can only really look up from here. You are at where we were like 5 years ago, where that plateau, like you could be stuck in this for years.
Yeah.
Like, quarterbacks like Ritter, Heineke, like eventually Carson Wentz is going to come in there, or like, we might bring Colin Kaepernick back. Anything like the.
You know what's sad is that I would laugh about Carson Wentz, but he literally just signed with the LA Rams. So that.
Or you're just going to keep throwing in third-round drafted quarterbacks and just praying to God that you found like a Russell Wilson or something.
Bye, guys.